Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they got both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can give this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Baron Browning, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. First carry for the Oklahoma State man, Chuba Hubbard. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Alex Singleton making the play defensively. Here's Johnny Hecker now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fielded at the 43. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Stidham sets to throw on first. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Stidham's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. Now Stidham, off play action. Into the hands of Patrick left side. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Williams will score. Touchdown, Broncos. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter. He's got both of them.
He's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready?
To throw, Young. Got his man, it's Jonathan Mingo. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Young will set to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A give up the middle, Hubbard. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready?
Straight ahead with Hubbard. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Carolina. 39 yards for Chuba Hubbard. And the Panthers have got it back to within a score. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Broncos. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
It's a second down run with Sanders. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Josie Jewell, the linebacker, getting the sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Stidham. This will be caught. Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A huge play there for Denver. 41 yards. Stidham first down in the red zone. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 4, it's second and a couple. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. Williams will take it in. Touchdown, Denver. Well, this has all the makings of a landmark day running the football. He scored 3 times now. We haven't hit the quarter break.
You think back to Alvin Kamara, Christmas Day 2020, 6 touchdowns, which tied Ernie Nevers, the Hall of Famer. He's halfway there already. Some fancy footwork in the early going.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Young. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety.
An absolutely dominating series from that pass rush to record the safety. 3 sacks in a row shouldn't be possible against an NFL offensive line. But there they are, dropping him on 3 straight reps, the last of which came in the end zone for 2 points.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From midfield now, here's Stidham. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Stidham. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Stidham from the shotgun. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Marvin Mims. A touchdown on a kick return and now one through the air. And the Broncos are an extra point away from going up by 30. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the 1st quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this 1st half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And now their hill to climb has gotten taller. They had the safety last time they had the football. That led to the touchdown a moment ago. So that deficit going in the wrong direction as they try to right the ship here. 1st and 10. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. There'll be some contact going on.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger.
And all the way home for the Broncos score. Greg Dulcich, 62 yards. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Lutz with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First down, Young. Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Young on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Bronco. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Lutz good on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Panthers now set to take over offensively.
On the set. Set.
A first down throw for Young. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
59 yards rushing for him now to this point. And this offense on third down today, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now it's Stidham. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And shoving his way inside the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
That's going to be caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 yards the gain on the keeper at its 2nd down. They'll run it with Williams. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Javonte Williams on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos are pouring it on.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And the Panthers coming out now. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Yellow, line.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Baron Browning. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. Fielded at the 33. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 101 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. Touchdown! Tim Patrick, 36 yards. And the Broncos have got it on cruise control. Well, I'll say one thing, Charles. You're getting really good practice here in breaking down touchdowns. What did you see there?
Well, the same thing I've seen over and over and over in this first half. My scintillating analysis, Brandon, this offense is absolutely taking no prisoners.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Young. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Young on 1st down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Buying time to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. But he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Justin Simmons firing all the way in from his safety position. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to a good first half of football by Jarrett Stidham. He was nothing short of amazing, throwing 4 touchdown passes to help push his guys out to a sizable halftime lead. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Panthers going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot. Pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
That throw by Young incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Ready.
On the draw, here's Sanders. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with the draw instead, pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field, and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass him with a running play.
He's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. And powering through at the 35. And he will score. Touchdown. An impressive 75-yard punt return. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, what a game for him. He hits for the return cycle, so to speak. He had the kick return. Now the harder part, just got the punt return for a touchdown.
And I would imagine that the special teams coach, as the ball left the punter's foot, he was thinking, should have kicked away from him.
Yeah.
Should have kicked away from him. He's in a groove, and sometimes you hit those grooves or those zones in a game, and he's in one now. He's in perfect sync with his teammates blocking, and he knows how to find the end zone.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He may go.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. They'll look to run for him with Williams. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Ready?
Here is Young. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Aaron Browning able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Young to throw it. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And taken at the 46. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Off the play fake. Here's Stidham. Touchdown, Broncos. Tim Patrick, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. One play, two plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now here's Young. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Young now. On the slant, this is Chark. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like...
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
3rd down, Young from the gun. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Baron Browning, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty?
There he goes, left side. Touchdown.
Greg Dulcich, 70 yards.
And the Broncos extend their lead yet again.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Young looks to throw on first down.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of the growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Baron Browning. My goodness. Make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Well, this is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that was well defended. And as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. He'll take it at the 42. And he's loose again. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. 58 yards, the distance covered on the punt return. And the Broncos just continue to roll.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Now Young. Pressure comes and down he goes. Aaron Browning in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Young. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. To throw, Young. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half.
No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taking it about the 16. And there he goes again. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. That'll go down as an 84-yard punt return. And the Broncos continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the fourth. Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Panthers about ready to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Options galore here, second and a few inches. Looking to throw, Young. Short throw underneath to Hurst. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
Ready?
Again, it's Young. He'll fight his man, LaVisca Chenault. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41. Young's throw here on target to Hurst. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra play.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Young now from the 50. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Oh, trying to gauge the sun, and he muffs it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 151 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, 51 yards. And the Broncos are pouring it on. Well, when
coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Let's go.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow. And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Aaron Browning in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. 3rd and long for Young. And the pressure gets to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Fielded at the 43. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. So the Broncos coming out now.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 218 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They run it again with Williams.
Down to about the 32.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 46. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Second down, Young. This ball complete. It's an out route to Thielen. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line.
First down, Carolina.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.
I can teach you how to get paid, how to get by, and how to get fly. I can teach you how to get cake, if not the whole thing, at least a little slice. Honestly, I'm an immaculate anomaly. I'm an organic organism, ain't no ordinary organs in them. I can't afford any synonymy. That's why my flow is like a cinnamon tsunami with the lemongrass. Ooh, ooh, let me know what you wanna do. If you wanna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then kick it in the lobby. I got a lot to do. Ooh, I'ma watch what you gonna do. If you gonna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then chuck a deuce. You throwing off the vibe, man, I don't die time. It's all about the vibe, all that I got time. I ain't got the goose, stack with me. Don't come through the bad energy. You ain't with the vibe, don't waste my time. Yeah. I can show you how to make a lot of cheese. I got the dialect of dairy in my diary. I'm from a lactose intolerance community. I wanna circulate the units in the unity. The continuity of opportunity for stacking bands. Opportunity to stack the figures with your family. I can show you how to get the figures in advance. I don't see nobody else but us giving a damn. Ooh, so let me know what you wanna do.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
If not, sucker, kick it in the lobby. I got a lot to do. Ooh, I'm gonna watch what you gonna do. See, if you wanna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then chuck a...
Continue ahead to begin your franchise.
Man, I don't die time. It's all about the vibe, all that I got time. I ain't got the goose, stack with me. Don't come through the bad energy. You ain't with the vibe, don't waste my time. Yeah.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Broncos and the Cardinals, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale.
Tonight we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right out of the gate, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we finally made it, partner, through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
And during that time off, we all cherish our vacation time. But admit it, you're the same as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to...
Still 0-0 here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming. Here's Murray from midfield.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
So the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous...
Still scoreless here in the first, but a third down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They run. It's Williams. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The scoreboard says goose eggs right now, but we might be changing that momentarily. The offense with the football in the red zone. Dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Russell Wilson. A 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
And that's a sight we feel like we've seen a lot over his career. But remember, for Russell Wilson, 3 in his first year as a Bronco last year and only 50.
A solid drive here has this offense in really good position. Can they finish the drive off? Let's find out. It's 1st and 10 inside the red zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Marvin Mims,
a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos go up by 2 touchdowns. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They're
This offense has marched the ball down the field nicely. In good position, can they finish the drive off? 1st and 10 in the red zone. Stidham will throw again. And his throw is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos take a 3-touchdown lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Stidham. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Up the middle, here's Pirine. Room here to run. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Stidham from the shotgun. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Stidham. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Will Jordan Humphrey as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos would extend their lead here just before halftime.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters.
And now this offense is going for it on 4th down. Is the defense up to the challenge? Time to find out. Here's Tune. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Nothing to lose now. This offense forced to go for it. Down a bunch here in the 4th quarter. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with a 4th quarter, and it's kind of getting to be desperation time here for this defensive side. They need to get the ball back to their offense. They have a chance to do that on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're in. Stidham. Touchdown, Broncos. Samaje Perine from 17 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic.
And now this offense is going for it on 4th down. Is the defense up to the challenge? Time to find out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the... And they're setting up here for the onside kick. They need this football. Now, can the receiving team thwart that from happening? And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
It's a third down situation in the fourth quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Trying for it with Pirine. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20.
A lot of points put on the board so far by this offense. Now they're looking for more. Already winning here in the second half, ball in the red zone. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
They run it with Pirine on first down.
And he stopped immediately there. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Samaje Pirine ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night.
Yeah. First off, my name Toe, but it's really Tobe Chuku. Got a BM that keep my season, that keep me fufu. Grew up wearing platinum fubu on the Southwest eating fufu. And the hammer that I keep don't come with nails.
The players quickly upgrade your team. This is the player card. Here are a player's motivations. How will your team...
These rappers won't be secondhand. My pop said I'd be broken, barely eat. I should have bet the man. Yeah, cause I'm way, way, way up. Long ways from the days I evade valet stores. Couldn't pay nowadays. All the cake I make us is enough to buy about 100 trucks from Mercedes. I resage Chukwueze. Then my babies. Label hit be trying to sway me. Pay me. Wrote the game 2020. You can see it plainly. Can't nobody play me. I kill everything innately. At the helm of the mothership of drip. You can see me leaking. Be quiet, a real speaking. Voice of God, every word I jot. Feel the spirit breathing. Best new artist, but the way I cook, very seasoned. Everything around me moving, like bachata. Usher told me do it my way. Frank Sinatra. Been a shotter, been locked in with my katas. Now I got them raving how I'm big on lines. Hello, Denata. Sheesh. On God, I'm a dog, bro. Need a clergy collar, dodging fleas from you, dog. Adversity, I affect the demon with this God flow. Then put out my queen and yell out bravo. Yeah, we on baby number quattro. Yeah, my whole crib look like an art show. Yeah, pockets on avocado. I'm like a bird, let me fly away. Nelly Furtado, bye.
We got London on the trip.
It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Broncos and the 49ers, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. But tonight we've got a preseason matchup, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows at the end.
And we drop you in here under the lights. First drive of the contest. Quickly to the air is Wilson. And his first pass is incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. With the Niners offense set to go to work, and it's last year's revelation, Brock Purdy, who leads them out in season number 2 from Iowa State.
There weren't many bigger stories last season than Purdy, who's officially
time to jump into the action, and we have a red zone alert as this defense looks to stop a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. First down, here's Mitchell. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. It was DJ Jones who was there for the tackle. Now 2nd and 9. Now this time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. This will be caught just inside the 10. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there's a 49er who's in some discomfort. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Shotgun now with Purdy. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown. A pretty big early test for the defense coming up. What can they dial up here to try and thwart this 3rd down situation? And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And this defense in a little bit of a tight spot here. The ball is inside the red zone. 2nd down and 6. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for the 2nd quarter. I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Lutz is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touch. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, try to ice a game, that sort of deal. most of the time it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And that's going to be caught by Sutton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop her with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down. They needed 3. They got 6. Plenty enough for the conversion on 4th. Now it's Wilson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Cortland Sutton as the first half is wide. The task for the defense here is simple. Get a stop. They've got a 1-score, 7-point lead. Darnold on first down. That one caught by Ross Dwelling. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Here's Darnold. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with a On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down. Stidham. Incomplete.
Just because you got the lead with 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Stidham going for it on 4th. It fights him off. Darnold. Looking for Gray, and he's got him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here's 2nd down and 3. Now Darnold. And his throw here's incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete.
incomplete as well.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. That's complete to the tight end, Warner.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the lead. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. This should be the final piece to the puzzle as Stidham goes down to a knee. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same, but if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done.
Here's Darnold. This ball intercepted. And the Broncos are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win.
Legends on 3, 2, 1.
Guess I'm go that, go that, go that, go that, go that, go that. Please, please don't. Go that, go that, go that, go that, go that with me. Go that, go that, go that, go that, go that, go that, go that.
Man, they even got enough change in the meter. Double part looking like Bane in the beater. Her friend keep helping detangle the weave. When they jumped in the front seat to play with the speakers. Thunder might dance, stretch might dance. Plus when I stumble, might customize fans. Plus like brush like plus I got them up. Plus size Panamera truck. I hop out the roof. Yeah, dime on my left wrist and she got the flu. Yeah, watch look like Chex Mix is supposed to be blue. She know it's 2 seats, so she leave her.